Okay. How about I thought I was recording the whole time and wasn't? Okay. Grand Rise of good people. Welcome again. I am Anjuanita Aquani in your presence today. And oh man, I'm kind of really disappointed because I was in a good little flow and rhythm, but apparently that ain't what Spirit wanted y'all to hear. But anyway, welcome to the channel, A New You Holistic Wellness, and greetings this morning. I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really in a very peaceful zone right now. I love coming here, sitting at this table, looking out this window, and just enjoying and appreciating the moments, the space. Because it's really not a view, but neighbors and cars and street, but it is really a view. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the peace and the stillness in it all. And so today we are fabulously aware and man, just grateful to be here. So what I was saying though is that behind me I was actually setting up the camera, and I really wanted to have in view my plants behind me, but unfortunately with the camera, I don't know, usually they are, and I don't know why today it's off, the camera is off. But I don't know, at any rate, I'm going to accept it and receive it for what it is. But as I was tending to my plants this morning, I was just so proud, which is why I really wanted you guys to see them. And there are some that I noticed that are dying off. Pieces of the limbs are dying off, but there is so much new growth coming in. And I'm not so, I'm kind of in the middle with my growth with plants, and I'm kind of learning on my own just as you go. And when I started out, I killed everything. I mean, I've been trying to be a green thumb since 19, right? And I've just never adapted to growing plants and, um, yeah, anything green, I killed it. So I just kept trying, determined that I was gonna bring some life into this messy fizzy, and I'll be damned, I'm getting it, y'all. Oh my God. It feels so good. I'm really getting it. And so, as I was tending to the plants this morning, like I said, I noticed that there are many parts that are falling off. And a few weeks ago, I really took some time to tend to all of them. I repotted a lot of them, brought in a lot of new soil um, to a lot of them, added some soil, just really took some time with them, watered them, pruned them as much as I knew how. And in fact, today what I learned is that where the plants are falling, dying off, I think that's where I need to start pruning them more, but I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm gonna have to do some more research. But I'm really learning as I grow. And so what I say to you is keep putting your hands in it. Keep tapping into it. Keep moving. Keep just working with it. And by it organically, by nature, it's going to show you what it needs. You know what I'm saying? So you're automatically going to walk into what you need by keep moving and keep working with it. That's just nature. You'll be able to see where to prune it off a little bit, like this one I'm looking at, and I'm beginning to see how the life actually comes in. hmm And I'm just so grateful though. But what I can say to you today is new life is coming. New life is coming. You just gotta prune off all the old shit. Prune off all the old shit. When you see it's dying off, prune it off. But I get it, like I said, because I'm learning myself where to prune and how far down. Because what I don't be wanting to do is kill what's still living. And sometimes I be seeing a lot of life, and I be like, so much hope. And Spirit be like, cut this shit off. No, so much hope. I believe in them. Ladies, gentlemen, learn where to prune off. Learn where to cut off. And get back down to the root. You got to put some attention and work in, too, if you want to see some new life. For real, you got to tend to the soil. You got to till the ground. Prepare for that new root to come in. You got to clear the space. You know what I'm saying? Once I tended to my plants, cleared out all that old dried up dirt and old dried up root too. The root was so dry. There was no moisture. You know what I'm saying? And once you get, a lot of times we'll get started. We'll till the ground real good. We'll prepare it. We rear it and ready to go. And then we won't go back and tend to it no more for 6 months, for another 3 months. Hell, even another week or two. You need to give it some kind of attention and water. Something. Look at the motherfucker. Something. That is too funny. We be putting shit in the ground and just expecting it to grow. It's going to do what it do. You have to tend to it and give it some attention and care and love. I'm telling you, I'm seeing the difference of the consistent attention to the plants. And it's making me happy. And that continues the momentum to want to continue to give them love and spread that healing power, So, that's part of the message today. You got to do some work. You got to till the ground. You got to give it some attention. You got to feed it. You got to water it. It's not just going to spark up on its own. I keep saying it, y'all, but that ain't going to go away because that's how it's going to happen. That's how it's going to be manifested. The shit just ain't going to fall out the sky, okay? And, I also, too, part of the download that I received with the tending to the plants this morning was I just sensed that somebody just had another breakup, divorce, and something coming to an end, and you just asking yourself like, damn, again, one more time. But I say this to you, each and every time as I continue to, water the plants and continue to just tend to them, groom them. Like I said, my issue I recognized was where to prune off. And the more each and every time you go through a situation and ending a tower moment, you learn something. You learn where to prune off. And at some point, you're going to get to where you cut it off at the root. Like I was saying earlier, I look at it and I'm just like, but there's still a little life. There's still a little hope. You're going to learn where to prune off real soon. How far down to go. Cut it off at the root. You're going to learn to get down to that root. There's no life there. Because once the root is dead, it's already dead at the root anyway. That's why the plant is dying. So it's not coming back. It's dead at the root, which is why it's falling off. It's not getting the nutrients. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it comes back. But I promise to God, when it comes back as a damaged leaf. It never gets its full bloom. You know what I'm saying? It never reaches its full potential. And actually it does, because that's all it can reach with that ground being damaged. That's as far as it can go Ooh, that's a message for you, Missy Fizzies, goddesses, and planet sisters and brothers today. Do you hear me? That's as far as it can go. So much damage has been done. That's as far as it can go. That's the full potential. That root is dead, damaged. That root is damaged. And if you don't go back in and really tend to that root, that leaf is going to fall right on off. It's eventually going to die off. And I mean, you got to get to that root and you got to give it some real attention. And you got to know how to pull off all the dead roots at the bottom that is connected to. Cut off all the dead roots that you're connected to. Cut them off. Because it's killing your plant. It's killing your life. It's killing the life of the plants as a whole. And each one of the roots just dying off one by one if you don't tend to it. Y'all better hear me today. Ekatera. You better hear me today. You got to cut it off at the roots. Cut it off at the root. For real. Cut it off at the root. So anyway, you know, once you do, it's exciting, you know, because once you start, like I said, seeing the new growth in life, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So keep that in mind going forward. To cut it off at the root. And just remember the benefit of what's to be received. You know, with that new growth in life, we always are scared, afraid and scared of death moments, tower moments, things coming to an end. Forgetting that when it comes to an end, there's always new life and new beginning. Excuse me, after that. A regeneration, a resurging. They wanted to come. Move. This is the second time Move's been coming up. Arcana moment. Major 7, new beginnings. Completion. A real spiritual moment, real spiritual height moments. You're going to move from just not knowing to really knowing, complete awareness, being really connected to your spiritual source and really being enlightened. I had said that when we first started awareness. We are, I think that's when the video was cut off and I thought I was recording. That we're moving in a real place of awareness right now. Really being aware of our surroundings and just what really is. Being real connected to truly what is right now. A real sense of heightened awareness. You know, we're getting to the place where there's growth, there's evolution. Y'all, you're getting it. I'm saying, come on, let's celebrate yourself today. You're getting it. We're getting it. I'm grateful. Shit. Like I said, I'm so happy to see them plants. You know, just the new life coming in. Man, my heart and spirit and soul is moved. So I'm in this mug every day now. You know what I'm saying? Tending to my plants, making sure I water them, and, you know, making sure that that life is coming, bringing healing. Oh, my God. Yes, 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 yes. There's another one flip. Yes, 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 yes. Breaking the chains, coming out of that place. That's what I said. Y'all, you breaking through. You breaking out. You're healing. Man, new life is coming. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, Spirit. Thank you. I so appreciate. You know, once you really get it, you begin to move on. Start healing and move on. Oh, my God. 7 and 2 8s. Man, it's definitely finna be some. Oh my God, this is. I'm gonna really try to communicate this to y'all. Oh my God, man, listen. I'm just finna put these cards down because this is such a freaking exciting, extra, super exciting moment. I'm trying to move the cards. You can see them. You can't, but I will show you. Oh my God. This is a really super exciting moment. Let me just calm down for real because I'm excited. Mm, 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 mm. Y'all, oof, this is like the breakthrough moment that you've been looking for and waiting for, and I promise you, if you follow my previous weeks, because this is for the week of, I want to say April 30th through like May 6th. And if I'm wrong, look at the post and I'll post the correct date because I didn't even look and check, but that's what Spirit said before we started. This is for the first week in May. And I know the last one left off on the 29th, but this is for whenever you tap into this video. You know what I'm saying? That's just when I'm posting it. But whenever you tap into this and connect to it and it resonates with you, that's the time and moment that it was for. But when I say I'm excited, oh my God, I am freaking excited about this. It's like all the shit that you worked for is coming together now. Man, like you already, that breakthrough moment is just really coming together. It's exciting to see that at the end. I mean, even breakthrough moments in relationships, not necessarily moving on in the relationship. I mean, some people, let it resonate as it will. You can tell me better than I can tell you if you need to move on because you're there in the moment. But what I will tell you is that, for some, it is a physical moving on, leaving of the relationship. And if that resonates with you, let it. But for some, it's moving on, but it's moving on from, you know, the way it used to be, just really healing, coming to a place of healing, releasing, moving from the old mindset to the new mindset, really moving in a place of love. Some things is really going to switch in some marriages and relationships, like the breakthrough moment that you really been looking for in your marriage is coming to pass. Healing is really taking place. The chains are being broken. Man, this is truly, really exciting. Two black cards, both major arcana. So it's like a very close, significant relationship to you. There's something that once you tap into that spiritual connection, really move into that higher place of being and awareness, that's when the healing takes place. That's when the chains are broken. That's when you're enlightened. You become into complete awareness. Like the light bulb just goes off. So look forward to that happening if it hasn't already happened. Celebrate, because it's happening and you will move on. And moving on is a great thing. I said that before we started. I knew it. Like Spirit just be, man. Rahakashikiti Mahaya. Rakabahata Tabahasa Kotulubuhuto Oda. Rabahakashikiti Ria Shantarabaha. You see how he walking this road alongside by himself. He understand the move that got to be made, and you understand the move that have to be made, and it's not easy move. It's a hard decision to move on, to let go, to release. Last week, that's what I said. If y'all follow these weeks, this shit is I'm telling you where it's lining up. It's a pattern. Follow it. I'm telling you. Last week, I want to say, was forgiveness and release. And now this is complete healing and moving on, coming to pure enlightenment, making that tough decision to really move on and let go and release. But if you want your healing to come forth completely, that's what needs to take place. But it's happening. It's happening. You've done all the work. You've done the work. That's the only way, the Spirit don't come to us and bring us to anything that, we're not prepared and ready for in that moment or that we need in that moment. Nothing is presented to us that we don't need. You know what I'm saying? So it comes at the appropriate time. So when it's happening, it's time. And things are going to come together. This is really freaking exciting. This is a relationships coming together. Really healing, true healing, really taking forth in relationships. So those of you that are struggling to let go and release and move on, just know it's all coming together. It's all coming together. You've done the work because you've wanted it, you desired it. It's manifesting at this time. Both parties have done the work. And I'm talking to a man too. You know, in all these pictures, there are men in the pictures. You know, so, and the ladies who, you, like I said, you've been waiting for that breakthrough moment in your relationship, in your marriage. It's happening right now. The man is coming to a place of healing. The man is coming to a place of healing and release and full awareness. You know how they say in the Bible that the actions of the woman, something like this, and I'm paraphrasing y'all. The actions of the woman causes, you know, the man to basically, you know what I'm saying, brings healing. Let me hold on, get that to me right, Spirit. Because I want to make sure I deliver this message. Because the way it be coming down low to me, like I be knowing what I be saying and thinking. Give it to me, Spirit. Let me sit a moment, y'all. When you walk in who you are in full healing, love, I don't care who you connected to, it's inevitable that at some point, if that's what you're putting out, that's what's going to come back. You know what I'm saying? If you walking in true love and healing, that's what's going to come back. Anybody that's connected to you is going to receive that because they're connected to you. It's like a vine. It's just like these plants. Those roots are connected. You know what I'm saying? The healing has to transfer. Either that or somebody gonna be moving the fuck on. One or the other. But again, like I said, let that resonate with you as it will. That was a pearl for somebody. Because that's what I'm seeing in this picture. A pearl, a gem. But I see connections though. On both of these pictures, at the beginning and the end, there's hands that are connected. It's coming together. Mm-hmm. And once you connect with, you know, your higher source and move into, shift into really just looking at things from a more spiritual, enlightened space, once you move into that and the healing, you know, begins to come forth and the chains come off and you really begin to walk into who you fully are, when you begin to really connect to that heightened, enlightened source, you'll know how to move on. And at that point, when you are in a space of true healing, you deal with what really is, you know, and it makes that journey all the more easier to take. It makes the decisions all the more easier to take and make. Somebody gonna be on the beach, pink and green flowers. Pink and green flower, that might be your sign to know what decision to make. When you see that, that's decision making time. I don't know what kind of flower this is, but Pink and green, pink and green. I'm gonna look at this book, but it's a beautiful thing to see everything's coming together. Like I said, I'm really excited about this moment, about the healing and moving on and everything coming together. That is, man, that's really freaking exciting. It's really encouraging and motivating. I mean, I said that before we got started. I'm like, man, y'all, keep going for real. Be encouraged. That okay, and you know what? It's playing right into what I said. Like, you know, eventually, I said somebody done had a breakup recently, and you know, you kind of down on yourself right now because you have decided to move on. But when I tell you everything is going to come together in the end, there is going to be a real connection with somebody in the end. That may not have been the one, but in the end, all things work together for your good. I'm telling you. Because if you are putting out love and really walking in a space of healing, that's what you're going to attract, healed individuals. You know, and everything in the end is going to freaking come together. I'm telling you. I'm confident of it, y'all. Extremely, extremely, extremely confident of it. Make sure that you are putting forth the action, the effort, the discipline. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, 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 yep. Oh, that's so exciting. Mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Whew. Oh my God, y'all. I'm just excited about what is taking place. You know, like I said, for many, you've done the work, you know, and for healing to really take place in your marriage and your relationship. And it is going to take place. But one thing that I want to point out that this just reminded me of, that it takes some work. Relationships are not always easy peasy because life is life, and life is going to present ups and downs, twists and turns. And so if you are in relationship, it's just automatically affected, you know what I'm saying, with who we are. So just a reminder to really be disciplined in creating and sustaining a good relationship. Like, it requires discipline. It's not enough to be in a relationship. You must invest in it as well. Be present in and focus on the relationship. Give every relationship the opportunity and time that it needs and deserves to flourish and grow. Like I said, all relationships that we're talking about here, you're going to move on from just the past, just all the arguing, all the fighting, because you put in the time and the discipline to make it work, you know? But I'm telling you, you got to put it in. Now is the time to focus on your needs and the needs of your partner. Make the effort to maintain healthy boundaries for yourself and to respect the boundaries of others. While rewarding relationships require effort, there must be a balanced effort from both partners. Perhaps it's time to examine your relationships, and that's why I said somebody else may have to really move on. Because after you have, you know, really connected to your source and again coming to a place of healing, It's resonating with your spirit that it's time for you to move on because your needs are not being met. And maybe you've discovered that you feel like you're not able to meet the needs of your partner. And with that, it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? Are you comfortable with the amount of effort your relationships require of you? If any relationship feels draining or is not worth the effort, then perhaps it is time to move on. The affirmation is I take charge of my relationships. Action, action, action. This card is about action, action, action. If your current relationship is not moving in the direction you wish, do whatever is required to shift the direction. You're the master of your destiny, and that includes your relationships. Ashe. Don't wait for others to make the first move or set the tone of the relationship. Take charge. Man, this is so exciting. Forgiveness. I'm telling you, walking in forgiveness from the previous week. I'm telling y'all, follow the previous week's message. Catch up. But a peaceful healing energy surrounds you right now. This is an ideal time to bring healing to your relationships and realize your hopes and dreams. This card could be presenting itself to you to ask, isn't it time for forgiveness? Understand that no human being can ever be perfect. Man, this is so good. I promise you. This is really a beautiful thing, y'all. I'm so grateful. Before I started this, the prayer really was, Lord, I bring healing, to relationships and marriages, because I was talking to somebody else, another married friend earlier, and we were just talking about how, what I expressed is that for me, it's hurting to see so many people going through divorce. And, we both agreed, like, man, people are coming together in 2 and 3 years, down the line, they're breaking up and the marriage is over, and maybe 4 or 5 years, some even 10, but like, what's really happening? And so my heart just really went out to, like, committed relationships and unions to just bring healing. To bring healing and peace. And I promise, for God, these cards just came right on out. And I think a lot of times as women, I'm hearing something, but the dogs is outside. When I stopped, it stopped. But a lot of times as women, we negate and neglect the fact that men have emotions and feelings too, and things that they have, trauma issues in life just as well as we do, things that they need to heal from as well. Like, we totally negate that as women, I think, a lot of times. And that's why I just really sensed earlier that healing for our men is really taking place. A peaceful healing energy surrounds you right now. This is an ideal time to bring healing to your relationships and realize your hopes and dreams. This card could presenting itself to you to ask you, isn't it time for forgiveness? I repeated that for a reason. Because a lot of times we really just be holding on. I think it's so much harder for women to forgive men because we put so much effort in, and we think we put so much more effort in. But that's a notion that we also need to release. That just because it may be a different effort doesn't mean that it was more or had more value to it or carried more weight, because for them, that effort might have carried a lot of weight. Because, one thing, everybody has their own shoes that they're walking in. We have not walked in somebody else's shoes. We may have somehow gone down the same road, or taken a similar path, or had a similar experience, but we were never in their shoes. You feel me? Let that really resonate and connect. Because we don't. We walk in such a seat of judgment, y'all. In life. Not just in our own personal relationships. In life. Not being in somebody else's shoes, you never know what their experience, perspective, and point of view is. You cannot let that resonate. So their response to a situation, or, their lifestyle or predicament may not look like yours. It may not resonate with yours, but man, take yourself out of the seat of judgment today. In life, focus on your own healing and journey. I mean, for real. There's so much more to, be committed to and connected to put so much energy to shit that don't add up to nothing in life. You talking about sister girls, shirt, shoes, pants, hair, somebody's sexual preference, whether they gay, straight, whether they both, whether they got a dingling and titties. I mean, it's a judgment for everything. Well, who really gives a fuck? Who cares? Is that what's really valued? Who cares? What does that add up to? Because if you focused on that, you're not focused on your own healing. You're not focused on your own life. You're not focused on your own relationship. I'm pretty sure somebody is sitting back judging the decisions you've made and the life you've chosen. And all the seemingly fuck-ups that you have made, and all the crimes and sins, seemingly sins that you've committed. All the wrong that you have done. Somebody could place their hand on that just as much as you placing your hand and mouth on somebody else's situation. And I know what these cards said, but I'm giving you what thus says the Lord, and whoever you speak as the Lord. I'm telling you. Stop walking in the seat of judgment. Judge your own life and your own self, your own circumstances, your own situation. That is, I'm telling you, what's going to bring healing in your relationships. Stop judging your partner. You worry about yourself. I often reference that little girl. Some of you may have seen the video and heard me reference it before. But again, it's a little girl, maybe 1 or 2 years old, barely talking. And she's in the back seat, in the car seat, putting her seatbelt on, and the dad is reaching back. She's struggling a little bit. And so the dad turns around and he says, you need some help? She said, no, you worry about yourself. I got it. And I'm telling you, my spirit is telling me today, you worry about yourself. And for many, that has taken place. I'm telling you, I'm going back to the message. I know where the spirit be going. For many, If that's what you want, if you really want to see healing in your marriage and your relationships, you worry about yourself. Take your hand off of your partner. Come out of the seat of judgment of every move and decision and action that your partner is making, because they're on a journey just as much as you are. And your fuck up, your shit don't smell no better than theirs. You know what I'm saying? So worry about yourself. And once you worry about yourself, once you connect with that higher source, move into connecting with the higher source, worry about your own needs. Tend to yourself. I'm telling you, the chains shall be broken and healing shall come forth. And I'm so happy to see this and for my spirit to really resonate and connect with healing of our men. Healing of our men, our black men, all our men, healing. Healing coming forth. Healing coming forth where they're learning how to love themselves, where they're learning how to love you, their partners. Healing come forth. I'm telling you, this is exciting. Forgive freely and without reservations, as blame and resentment are heavy weights to bear. It's a struggle for a man to feel like his partner is disappointed in him. Ladies, I'm going to teach y'all something. Some shit I had to learn. I'm telling you. It is a struggle for a man to feel as if his female partner is disappointed in him. So if you walking around steady holding over his head all the past mistakes that he's made, steady piling on the weight, how can you expect healing to come forth? How? So once you move into a space of true release and healing of yourself, true and even forgiveness of yourself, taking yourself out of the seat of judgment, you shall see healing in your relationship and marriage. You're going to have to put forth some discipline to do the work. Like for real, if you want to see change in your union, your partnerships, your relationships, your marriages, you got to put forth the work. That's any relationship. You got to put forth the work, the discipline. By forgiving, you'll feel a weight lifted from your shoulders and become enveloped by deep serenity, peace. You'll also give the gift of serenity to the other person, which is going to bring healing, just what I said earlier. Don't just offer forgiveness, also offer your love and thoughtful insight. Man, listen. Ain't that what I said? When you begin to move and offer yourself in pure love, that is what is going to be returned to you. You got to be willing to let go. Open, non-judgmental dialogues with others, sharing what you've learned and how you've grown. By doing so, you'll be encouraging others to practice forgiveness as well. With hope for the future, relationships can blossom. Please know, too, that by forgiving yourself and embracing a hopeful spirit, you also invite new relationships into your life. So, again, those who, understand and decide that they do have to physically move on, once you move in your own healing and embrace forgiveness and move in a hopeful spirit, that things will come together, it shall. Like I said earlier, just know that it shall come together. At the same time, be willing to receive the blessings that others have to offer you. Be open to their insights and guidance. Listen to your partner. It's not always your way. It ain't all about the Anjuanita show. I had to learn that. You know what makes me think, or anybody think, that in almost 50 years of living, that other person had no way of thinking, like that their way didn't get them to where they are in life. And who are you to judge what that way was? You know what I'm saying? And that there is no value to their way. That your way is always more valuable? Bitch, what? Who are you? Like, that's awfully lofty of one to think and believe. And vice versa, even for the man. A lot of men feel that, the wife has no say so, no word, no value in her way of thinking, that it's his way. I've been in that relationship as well. And I'm going to tell you, that's how I really learned in my own marriage, from that past relationship. I didn't like how that shit felt. That everything that I presented and brought to the table, a nigga just rejected. Like, there was never any good to any value to anything I said or did, anything that I offered, nothing. I mean, there's just no appreciation for nothing that I offer. The fuck am I here for? So I'm telling you, ladies, if you make your husbands and the men in your lives who who feel they are in a leadership, a position of leadership in your lives, if you're constantly making them feel like there's no value to anything that they do or offer, that is your way or the highway, they begin to feel, what is my purpose and my need here? You don't need a man. You don't need anybody. Shit, you can do this on your motherfucking own. And again, vice versa. Men, if you feel like, that your woman has no say so and there is no value to anything that she offers or brings to the table, what makes her feel like, that that's a safe space for her to blossom and flourish? And why the fuck would one continue to put forth their efforts into something that they feel is not blossoming and flourishing and growing? That's why I said earlier, relationships take work. You have to tend to this plant. You have to consistently water it. You can't just water it one day and then a week, 2 weeks, 3 months later come back and be like, once you start seeing death again, oh, well, let me try to give a little more attention. Bitch, no, consistent watering, consistent attention. And every plant don't need watering, as much as other plants. Some need a little more sunlight. Connected to relationships, some need a little bit more affirmations of, confirming you're doing a great job. What you really need to understand and learn how your partner receives love. Many have probably been familiar with, I think it's the 7 languages of love, something like that. I don't even know who the author is, but there's books and workshops and shit based off of it. But anyway, I found some truth to that. I feel like there's many more than 7 ways. So make sure that you're really giving attention to your individual partner, not being set on them 7 ways if you are familiar with that book and teaching. But because, again, we all come from different lifestyles, backgrounds, and such, and our experiences are all different. So the only way to really connect with the person that you are with is to put forth some true work and effort and discipline in really learning and knowing that person, so that you can come to a true appreciation for them. How can you appreciate them if you don't invest any time or, energy into really knowing them? Relationships take work, y'all. If you want it to all come together, you got to put in the work. Listen objectively to what others have to say and act upon that guidance if it feels right for you. Be receptive to divine inspiration as well. It surrounds you at this time. Heal yourself, heal your relationships, and be at peace. The affirmation for this healing card: for the chains to break free. I offer and accept healing in my relationships, and I am at peace. You have to be willing to receive the healing. You have to be willing to walk in forgiveness. You have to be willing to move into that space and that realm of connectivity, to be put in the work. You have to be willing to move on and let go. And for some, we're really afraid to be alone. We're afraid to take this long walk by the sea by ourselves. I'm here admonishing you today to not be afraid that it's going to all come together. Be hopeful for your future at this time, that it is going to all come together. And for those who are struggling in your marriages right now, I assure you that if you are, being disciplined in your actions, you're being conscious of your words, the way that you speak to your partner. A lot of times we can know our partner's trigger points, and we trigger it. We use that. You know what I'm saying? We set that trigger off. With or without malice or intention, but at some point you got to know and understand and recognize and respect those triggers. Yes, everybody is responsible for their own way, speaking of your partner, and accountable for their own triggers. But if you love somebody, why would you move in a space of setting off their known triggers? You should be moving in a space of helping them get to that place of healing where their triggers are no more. Again, everybody is responsible and accountable for their own. But what is the purpose in your relationship then, if you're going to be there to set the fucking triggers off? I mean, and if you're not in a place where you can honor that, then maybe it is time for you to move on. Because you want somebody to honor your fucking triggers. Because again, like I said earlier, what make your shit stink any less or better than somebody else's? Like I said, do you really propose that when you come to the table, you don't bring any shit? No shit at all? We oftentimes think our own shit don't stink. Just because we may be doing ABC and XYZ right, that's great. But your shit still stink, and somebody got to deal with it. And it's typically the person that you're in partnership with. So you better realize today, your shit stink just as much as the next man's. And if you have an expectation for somebody to deal with your shit and not set your triggers off until you come to a place of healing on your own, honor that same thing in your partner. Give that same respect. Do the work. That's work. I'm telling you, it's work. Trust me, I know it's work. It's work. But if you want to see the healing take place, if you come to a place of understanding and feeling that, the relationship is worth it, that the work is worth it, then know it's going to be work. I offer and accept healing in my relationships, and I am at peace. Mhm. And I am at peace. I offer you peace today, my good people. This green card is the emotions, the cups, the very close to the heart situations. Like, these are very deep rooted issues that you've been dealing with in your marriages and your relationships. Things that you've been really struggling with letting go of. You've been holding on. You're going through a real emotional battle with yourself. But I'm telling you, you have to come to a place of really releasing and letting go. Yes, they fucked up. Okay, they fucked up. You fucked up too. Let it go. Again, you never want somebody beating something over your head, constantly holding something over your head. Like I said, I've been in that relationship. That is not a good feeling. When somebody is constantly beating over your head that you're not good enough and that you fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up, you fucked up. Realize that our relationships will go through changes because as we evolve as people, our unions, our connections, inevitably evolve as well because we're connected. Change is a necessary part of the natural world. This is also true of relationships. As a person evolves, so must a relationship or it will stagnate. This card is a reminder to examine your current relationships to see if they still feed your soul and help you grow. Are you staying in a relationship because it seems okay and there's no real reason to end it, but you feel like something is missing? Do your relationships have substance and bring you joy? Are you able to be your authentic self in your relationships? This card is on page 111 too. This card suggests that it may be time to walk away in some respect. This can be an actual ending of a relationship or simply taking a break to soul search. This is your time. Give yourself the space and permission to determine what you need and what you want and then decide if it can be found in the current relationship as it exists now. If not, it may be that important time to make some essential changes. This is that time. What I can tell you is with that, like I said, some people are going to, after they take that soul searching journey, they're going to decide and determine that the current relationship is not feeding their soul and that they are not able to be their true authentic selves. And with that, they will take a walk. But I sense that in this reading, just because of everything, and my soul just says, like I said, many men are going to be healed and that relationships are really coming together. Really continue to be hopeful that no matter how it works out, whether you walk away or not, it's going to all come together. I can tell you that a lot of times we're very afraid of the outcome, which is why we don't walk away. Because again, maybe there ain't really nothing wrong. It's just, but you've become very stagnant in that. And for those, where the relationship has become stagnant and you take this moment to really, find yourself and come to your own place of healing, Be open to being aware of how you contributed to that stagnancy in the relationship. You know, a lot of times, again, we want to put blame on the other person in the relationship because that's just easier, you know. Because when we do that, then there's no work on our part. It's all on them. Now they got to do all the work to make this right. You got to do some work too. Apply some discipline too. Realize, you know, once again you take that journey, how did you contribute to the stagnancy of the relationship? But again, completely be encouraged with this reading. Be totally encouraged with this reading that it's all going to come together. That there is going to be harmony, romance, healing, and commitment. Whether it's in that union or another, it shall happen. I'm telling you, it's going to come together. And I really see renewals, renewed vows, just, I mean, real renewals in marriages. I don't see a lot of people walking away. Because honestly, that's the blessing that I'm putting out there. Because that's the healing that needs to take place. You know, back in the day, I get times were different that we held on for many different reasons. But like, why do we get married to walk away? You know, like I said earlier in the beginning, I became very aware, you know, talking to a friend and just really looking at a lot of connections on Facebook and just people you talk to, just people are breaking up and fast. Fast. My friend said somebody was telling him, like, well, shit, it just didn't work out. I mean, but did you put forth the work and the effort? I mean, and this is after a year or two, you know. And the reason I'm so baffled by that is because I've been married a few years myself, and I'm just like, how, what's going on? Are we really putting forth the work? Are we really putting forth the work and discipline for it to last and endure past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years? Like, are we really putting forth the work? Ask yourself that, ladies and gentlemen. For real. Are you really putting forth the work and the discipline? For there to be true harmony and romance and healing and commitment in your own union. This coming together card, a card of partnership and harmony, it suggests a new romance or a deepening of an existing one. And that is so what I really sense for most who are connected to this reading today. I really sense that for most, it's a deepening of an existing relationship, that some true healing is going to take place. You know, again, like I said, that breakthrough moment that you've just been waiting for in your marriage and your union to take place, that is what's going to happen. You may find that a current friendship blossoms into something more, or an exciting new love steps into your life. When this card appears, it often signifies taking love to the next level. Is it time for you to make a greater commitment to any of your relationships? Perhaps you'll find that a partner is now ready to commit more fully to the current relationship. And that's what I really sense, that these men are coming to a place, a sense of healing, and that they're coming to a place of greater commitment. Marriage or a union of some kind may be on the horizon. This is also a card of healing. This whole reading is about healing, y'all. Of people coming together in a spirit of love and forgiveness. Man, if this reading, I'm telling you, Are you involved in any relationships where misunderstanding or disputes have placed distance between you? Perhaps it's time to bring harmony back to those relationships by calling a truce and starting all over again. And again, I just really sense that's what's taking place. There is a truce being formed, a real truce. And for those that are moving on, where you have, pardon me, question yourself, like I said earlier, like, damn, I'm moving on again, another relationship. Again, this reading is a very hopeful reading for all. That love is on the horizon, that it's going to all come together. And that the more and more you prune away, the more you see where you need to prune. You are getting it, my sister. You have not effed up. Like, it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the journey. Be encouraged today. That is it. I am finishing up today. Again, this is a grand reading for whenever you tap in, but this reading is assigned to and I don't have my other phone in here. I was going to confirm the dates. Again, April 30th to May 6th, I believe. But whenever you tap in and it resonates, this is for your soul. So I greet you today. Farewell biddings. Have a great, awesome day today. I got some things that I need to tend to, some business after this, and really tending to healing my marriage, bringing healing to my relationship and union, doing my part, knowing where I fucked up, taking accountability and making some changes, really putting in the work, really putting in the work and the discipline that it takes. So I'm about to go tend to my marital responsibilities so that I can get to the other responsibilities in life. So you learn how to balance it, y'all. It ain't always the other person's fault. All right, be blessed today. I love you all. I'll be back again for the week after. Usually they post it pretty early, but all right, I'm out. Peace and blessings. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is all the same. A New You Holistic Wellness. Aqua out, basically, y'all. See ya.